Hello, Silver Greyscale here, and it's time to start off our next project. Welcome to The Legend of Zelda, released in 1986 for the original NES. The game that started it all, and one of my all-time favorite games. This takes me back. Many years ago, Prince Darkness Ganon stole one of the Triforce with power. Princess Zelda had one of the Triforce with wisdom. She divided it into 8 units to hide it from Ganon before she was captured. Go find the 8 units, Link, to save her. Classic Nintendo English. And here we have some shinies. We have Heart, Container Heart, Fairy, Clock, Rupee, 5 Rupees, Life Potion, Second Potion, Ladder, Food, Sword, White Sword, Magical Shield, Boomerang, Magical Boomerang, Bomb, Bow, Arrow, Silver Arrow, Blue Candle, Red Candle, Blue Ring, Red Ring, Power Bracelet, Recorder, Raft, Step Ladder, Magical Rod, Book of Magic, Key, Magical Key, Map, Compass. Triforce. Pay attention, this will be on the test. Please look up the manual for details, and if you did, you would actually be able to read the entire story, basically. And I will retell it to, well, in a very abridged version. So this game was revolutionary at the time because no game before this had the ability for you to have your own save file. And trust me, this game requires it. And we're gonna use my name, which is Silver. So, story-wise, Link is just an adventurer, traveling the world, and he comes across an old lady being harassed by monsters. Using his cunning, he saves the lady. This lady turns out to be Impa, Princess Zelda's caretaker, and she tells Link the story of Princess Zelda. And Link, being a courageous lad, decides that he is going to go and save her. That's basically the story in a nutshell. It's dangerous to go alone. Take this. We have our first weapon. Swords will always be on the A button. This is the wooden sword. When you have full health, you fire sword beams. And it's time for us to go explore. Because there are a few things we want to get before we go in search of the first dungeon. Here we have our first enemy, Octorok. Sadly, they haven't really been too into the newer titles. You know, I was expecting them to show up in Breath of the Wild, because Breath of the Wild was touted to be a return to form. Anyway, here we have Tektites, and honestly, I haven't seen these guys since, I think, Twilight Princess, honestly. So, that was a singular rupee. Unlike the later games in the series, which features multicolored rupees, the original only features the flashing one and the blue one. Blue being worth 5, flashing one being worth 1. There are no money bag upgrades in this game. Instead, once you get to 255, that's it. So, here at the beach, we have levers, who spawn from the ground, and Sola. I believe they're supposed to be Soras. So, here we have Moblins. Moblins is definitely an enemy we want to kill. Granted, we want to kill every enemy, but they can sometimes be extremely nice to drop bombs. They're not at this moment, though. And bombs is something we definitely need. Yeah, that heart is nice, but I need bombs. Wow, they're happy with dropping hearts, but dropping bombs? Yeah, that's nothing we do, apparently. So we're gonna block that. So right now we're only equipped with the wooden sword and the wooden shield. The wooden shield blocks all projectiles except for magical projectiles. And that includes the Solar Fireball. So until then, until we get a better defense option, the only thing we can block by just standing still is arrows and rocks. So the stopwatch stuns all enemies on screen. Disappears once you leave the screen. So there are a few things we want to get before we head off to the next, or before we head off to the first dungeon and start locating the first out of 8 pieces of the Triforce that we're gonna need to save Zelda. And we finally got bombs. Oh god, this isn't good. What's in here? We have a shop. So this guy sells a key, works in any dungeon. He sells the magical shield, and he sells the blue candle. There is a blue candle shop closer to the start of the game, and there's also another place for you to buy the shield at a much cheaper price than 160 rupees. Now, I'm just gonna be clear. Deaths are going to occur, so don't expect this to be a deathless run. Case in point. So, one thing the game does, I don't know if you noticed at the save file, but it had a 0. That is not how many dungeons you have conquered or how many items you've collected. That's how many times you've died, oddly enough. Fairies will restore a lot more health for you. So we can see here in the inventory, all we have is bombs. We can see the Triforce that we'll be filling out. And we have a map that the game doesn't show us. This was one of the first games to ever include a map in the packaging. So when you bought the game new, you got a map, and I believe it was pre-filled to some extent, and then you had to basically fill it out yourself. Or you could do like my older brother did when he played this as a child. He had a piece of paper and he just drew the entire world. I have personally never done that. I am one of the heathens who dare play this with a map pulled up, but I don't have a map right now. So in here, take anyone you want. Yeah, I wonder. This is the second potion. However, if you take that heart will disappear and you will forever lack 1 heart. So, as you saw in the item list at the start of the game, we could get different swords and not just a wooden sword. However, these swords are not tied to progress or specific doohickeys like in the later Zelda games. Instead, they're tied behind how much health you have. So it's kind of like getting the Master Sword in Breath of the Wild, where you needed 13 or 15 hearts. Real hearts, that is, not temporary ones. If you wanted to get the sword without dying. Or rather survive pulling it out, because the sword slowly drained your health. So at the start of the game, technically once you have the sword, you can go and do the first dungeon. That is completely possible. However, you can also explore and find specific items and whatnot. This heart right here is going to taunt us for the majority of our adventure. Because until we get the step ladder, there is no nabbing that heart. As nice as it would have been to get it, we can't get it until we have the step ladder. Alright. So, there are 2 different kinds of color variation for every enemy. You have red enemies, which are a lot weaker, and then you have the blue counterpart, which is a lot stronger. And then you have Sora just shooting you in the back. I did say this is not going to be a deathless run. And yeah, as soon as you have more than 3 hearts, the game is still going to start you with 3 hearts. I am so glad that is not a tradition anymore. And I hope Breath of the Wild 2 doesn't bring that back. So we're currently gathering money for 3 different items that we can buy. One of them is the arrows. We're also gathering for the blue candle, and we're also gathering for the blue ring. As we're gonna need both. We're gonna need all of that. You can technically also gather for the magical shield, which I'm probably gonna do as well. There's a lot of stuff that you can get if you just choose to explore and just money grind for a bit. Okay, I believe this is another place with like cheap cash or cheap stuff. Yeah, this is one of the arrow shops. But I'm gonna hold off on that for a little while. I do want to nab a better sword starting off. Ow. So yeah, we have P-hats. These guys are only killable if when they land. Well, right now it's just if they land, because right now they don't want to. Never really seen P-hats just play around and not stopping. There we go. However, you need to be quick. Once they move again, they're invulnerable to your attacks. So, until you can one-shot them in any way, shape or form, definitely ignore them. Okay, I believe this is where... Yeah, this is where the secret was. Again, old man. Gee, I wonder. I swear, anyone taking the potion at that point is just a goddamn idiot. I mean, the potion is helpful if you're doing a 3-heart run, but this game is kinda hard to 3-heart run, to be honest. So, there is a secret in the 3rd dungeon asking you if you've got the sword at the top of the waterfall. And what just killed me right there is a Lionel. Yeah, even way before Breath of the Wild, they were a nuisance. Ow, excuse me. So, we're just gonna work our way back. So, the game has 2 different restart points, so to speak, where you spawn if you die. First one is the entrance room of a dungeon. Well, the first one is technically the starting screen, and the other one being the entrance room of a dungeon. It's a bit of a pain, but I mean, it's nowhere near as much of a pain as the sequel, Zelda 2. Which, you know, in its own right, it's a good game, but you get a game over in that game, and it starts you back at Zelda's palace, where Zelda is sleeping. Doesn't matter if you have put literal miles between that place and you. You die, you get back there. Right pain in the tail. Alright, so we have a Sola that isn't too hard to dodge, and we have a Lionel that is a bit more of a pain, but got by him. Master using it, and you can have this. If you're unsure if you can have it or not, simply touch it. If you can have it, Link will hold it up. If you can't, he will just walk over it. The White Sword. Even though it looks like a premature version of the Master Sword, This sword is, I believe, double your attack power, so basically this thing can take out some really annoying enemies fast. You know, unless hitboxes decide to be dumb and go against what I want to do. So yeah, we have rocks. At some random points while you're in the mountains, they will come tumbling down. And they don't pay attention if you have a shield or not. No, 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 no. They will trample you into next week. They're very rude that way. So, there are a lot of secrets that you can find by just bombing all around. If I can survive, I'm hopefully gonna reach another one of the secrets. That is not the way. This way. And in here. And of course bad guys are alive here. Oh, heart, thank you. If you put a bomb here, we have another secret. It's a secret to everybody. Yeah, there are some moblins that doesn't want to kill you. Instead, they want to give you money. That's a pretty good secret. There are tons of these all over the world. I don't quite recall if it's only the second quest or if it's this one as well, but there are those that charge you for the door repair. And that is a pain in the tail. Alright, we're gonna nab the blue candle. And this has taken a bit more than I thought it would. So we're just gonna look up another secret. Well, when I say look up, I mean check for another secret. I'm not gonna look up stuff unless I need it. Okay, I think it was right here. No. So the issue with the blue candle, once you use the flame once, it's gone. So basically, you need to leave and come back into the room if you miss your shot. Okay, I believe it was the 5th from the right, so here. Aha! Another heart for us. So yeah, if you know where secrets are, there's a lot of cool stuff you can nab before even setting foot in a dungeon. Case in point, we have the meat here for 100, but more importantly, you have the shield for 90. So that's a good place to remember. Luckily, places you have burned and places you have blown open will remain open. So if you, like me, don't have any way of drawing your own map, or doesn't want to use a map, all you have to do is just vaguely remember where it is, and then you will find it. So, we have an old lady here. There's nothing really we can do at the very moment with her. So we're just going to leave her be, but she is her services are available to you even right now during the start of the game. But we're not going to require her service right now. It's a pretty expensive one, so that's why we're ultimately ignoring her right now. Okay, we're gonna completely miss you. Come on. Here we go. push this almost statue out of the way. And we have a cheaper meat, but we have the blue ring here for 250. Luckily, there is a way for you to make money quick, but it's luck-based. Unless you want to, you know, use the modern luxury conveniences granted to you by Virtual Console and Nintendo Switch Online. Or emulation. Okay, we're gonna do that. So, another place to always keep an eye out for is the fairy fountain. Sadly, you can't keep a fairy with you as an extra life, but she will always fully heal you, no matter how much health you have. Fairies are good companions. So, we're gonna make sure that we kill these guys before we look around for more secrets. Okay, I think... here? Nope. Well... there it is. That's a door repair. Lucky that door repair wasn't too bad, but could have been worse. For instance, in the second quest, trust me, I will explain at the end of the series what the second quest is. But in the second quest, there are muggers. Basically, either you lose money, or they take a heart from you. And I don't mean they just give you damage so you can repair. No, 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 no. I mean take an actual heart container. It's a right pain in the tail, but it can happen. Meet the old man at the grave. So yeah, there are some folks hiding out in caves that will give you hints. Some you need to pay, others will freely give it to you. But yeah, this video is starting to get pretty long, so I figured we've gone pretty far so far in this one. We've nabbed 3 heart containers, the blue candle, bombs, as well as the second sword. So I'd say it's a pretty good haul. Next time on Legend of Zelda, we're going to continue our shiny hunt. Because there's a lot more shiny stuff awaiting us in this magical world. Thank you all so much for watching. I am so sorry that it's been such a long time since my last project. But it feels good to finally be able to do this again, after basically being busy for days. Anyways, I'll see you guys next time. Take care.